Yeah, Congress leader Manish Tewari has now questioned the UPA regime's approach towards countering terror. In his latest book, he says, there comes a time when actions must speak louder than words. 26/11 was one such time when it just should have been done. It therefore is my considered opinion that India should have actioned a kinetic response in the days following 26/11. So this, of course, is seen as criticism that is coming from Manish Tewari against the UPA regime, against their handling of the 26/11 terror attack. In a book which he has penned, Manish Tewari goes on to say that he felt that there should have been a better response from the government in the aftermath of 26/11. Shivani Sharma on the phone line with me. Shivani, this is an admission about how he at least feels that there should have perhaps been more decisive action in the follow-up of 26/11.
Exactly, Nupur. This is a question mark on the government at times that in the Mumbai attack, what the response should have been was not so. And he has said that for a state that has no compunction in totally slaughtering hundreds of innocent people, restraint is not a sign of strength. So it is perceived as a symbol of weakness. And these are the questions which are raised by Manish Tewari. We know that during 26/11 what happened, how the terrorists had attacked India, in fact the heartland of India. And he says that there comes a time when actions must speak louder than words. So somewhere he is questioning whatever action was taken by that government when the attacks had happened. And he said that it should have been a kinetic response. The government should have taken a kinetic response. That means the response was slow, the response was inappropriate. That's what Manish Tewari has said about the 26/11 Mumbai attack. And remember, these reactions and these statements are coming in from Congress itself. That was in power that time, Nupur. So it is really a matter of concern that how the government acted in that time. Manish Tewari is questioning the response should have been kinetic. And we also heard how Mani Shankar Iyer, who is questioning the defenses of the country, goes on to say that we should not spend on the armed forces preparedness. So controversial statements pouring in from the Congress leaders.
Oh, yes, absolutely. You know, Manish Tewari, of course, has said all of this in a book that he's just penned. And, you know, it is considerable amount of embarrassment, is it not, Shivani, for the Congress party?
Exactly, Nupur. This is certainly a question mark on the Congress party, how the different statements are coming in, and the people inside the Congress who know everything, how the party worked when it was in power, are now questioning the working of the party, how the party or the government acted and responded to such a big terror attack or the 26/11 attack. Now, Manish Tewari goes on to say that the response should have been faster, it should have been swifter and stronger. So now, exactly this is embarrassment for Congress party, and this has been happening since so many months now. We are listening to senior leaders in the party who are questioning the working of the party. They are questioning the agendas of the party, the way party is moving ahead, and not taking the issues from concerned people within the party. So now one more embarrassment, exactly what you called it, Nupur, that when Manish Tewari, who has been an important leader in the Congress party, who has been in fact the spokesperson of the party, is now questioning the working of the party or the government during the 26/11 attack.
Absolutely, as you're pointing out, you know, in the book we understand. All right, I'm going to come back to you, Madhurima, but Mr. Tom Vadakan now joins me on the phone line. Mr. Vadakan, good morning. Thank you for speaking to us on Republic. How do you see this latest writing that comes on the part of Manish Tewari? In his latest book, he seems to suggest that he thinks that it wasn't the kind of response that was perhaps needed, that was given by the UPA government in the aftermath of 26/11. He goes on to say that the kind of restraint that was shown was not needed. India should have given a more kinetic response. What do you think? Mr. Vadakan, if you're there with us. Mr. Tom Varakan, if you're there with us, good morning.
I'm not Tom Varakan.
All right, we seem to have running into some audio trouble over there. We're going to try and fix that line and get you more responses on that story that's just coming in right now. Senior Congress leader Manish Tewari, of course, has questioned the UPA regime's approach towards countering terror. In his latest book, he says there comes a time when actions must speak louder than words. The 26/11 was one such time when we should have done more. He goes on to say that it is therefore my considered opinion that India should have actioned a kinetic response in the days following 26/11.